DFG here. Hey guys, coming to you from the great city of New Orleans, out here on my idea of the Nile River. You call it the Mississippi River, I call it the Nile River, you know, for my own reasons, okay? Maybe it's the spiritual Nile River, but that river that leads into this canal is a very historical river. But that's not the reason for this video. This video, I want to speak directly to the LGBTQ community. I'm talking about, in this case, the lesbian, bisexual, transsexual, homosexual, gay, transsexual, if I haven't said that, community. And here's the message, and I say this to you guys with all due respect. Leave our children alone. Leave them alone. And I'm saying is asking and pleading with you to leave these kids alone. And what am I talking about here? I'm not talking about the priest pedophiles who are attacking and raping little boys and girls, as we all know about, without any type of consequences for their behavior. I'm talking about the school system now. I'm talking about, you know, the mass media now, who has taken it upon themselves to make the decision to determine whether or not our little boys and little girls should be wearing clothing or being encouraged to act in a manner that's not consistent with their birth gender. You know, this situation has come up again and again and again, you know, and just recently in a school, and I think it was in the Baltimore, Maryland area, where these teachers in a daycare center made a 2-year-old boy wear a dress 2 days in a row. And the little boy's grandfather found out about it, went to the school, complained about it, and they pretty much made him out to be the villain because he protested against someone trying to feminize his grandson at 2 years old. Now, what does a 2-year-old know about gender other than, hey, mama or daddy, I got a pee-pee, you know, or I got a little ding-a-ling, or a little girl, however she says. I don't know what little girls say. If your mothers who have daughters, I suspect there's some conversation. As a father of 3 sons, you know, there were a lot of little ding-a-ling, pee-pee, weenie conversations. But at no point did I look at my sons and say, hey, how do you feel today? Or if you like playing with a doll, I caught you playing with dolls that, you know, maybe instead of standing up and peeing going forward, maybe you should sit down because maybe, you know, you're really a girl in a boy's body. Now, as a child, as a little kid myself, I played with dolls sometimes. And don't get me wrong here. Male, the Barbie, Ken dolls, boys and the girl dolls. I'm so happy that my mother or anyone else in my family did not confuse me playing with dolls as some type of gender identity issue. And quite frankly, with the girl dolls, I was probably more interested in, say this with all love and respect, seeing what the doll looked like without clothes on than with clothes on. But so I guess I was surely not having what you might say gender issue in terms of wanting to be the girl doll. But the fact of the matter, just because I played with the doll did not mean that somehow or another I was confusing myself, you know, in terms of what I wanted to be as an adult male. Okay, and let me say this too as well. You know, for you out here who may want to play this homophobic card with me, I have a brother and a sister who are both, my sister is a lesbian, my brother is gay. Well, my brother is deceased now because my brother unfortunately died of AIDS before he turned 30 years old. I grew up in a household with a brother and a sister who were gay or homosexual. I loved them clearly, but at no point in time did I embrace them as my loved ones, but I did not embrace their life choices. And those choices that they made came with some very, very severe consequences. You know, and I'm not implying that homosexual has some type of association with a lifestyle that could be destructive for them. I'm just telling you, in my household, that's what happened. My brother died prematurely of AIDS, and my sister, unfortunately, allowed a 6-month-old little girl to be killed under her supervision because she could not find any love in her heart for her daughter, because she had the daughter for her gay or homosexual lesbian lover. And so a 6-month-old girl ended up getting her skull bashed out against a wall without any type of explanation of how could someone let that happen. Now, obviously, my sister was held accountable for it. She served time, unfortunately, behind it. And I don't hate my sister, you know, at all, and I didn't hate my brother. But the lifestyle that I saw, the broken heartedness that came to our environment, our community, I would tell you that I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So let's get back to it. And this is childhood stuff. So don't accuse me of being homophobic. If you grew up with 2 siblings who were homosexual or gay, or embraced that lifestyle at some point in their lives, then maybe we could have a sidebar conversation. Because the other thing I would say in this instance, that my brother, when he was a kid, was crazy about girls. I'm talking about my brother who ended up becoming or embracing the homosexual lifestyle. My little sister, as a kid, was crazy about boys. I'm talking about my sister who embraced lesbianism when she became a young adult, floating around in the French quarters of New Orleans, getting exposed to an environment, you know, too young, and then embraced that environment. And she doesn't have a full, happy life even today. I love her, and she's my sister, and I'll tell you, if you spoke with her, she'd tell you she loves me. And I guarantee you, my brother he was my protector. Even when he was living a lifestyle that I didn't agree with, he always watched over me. So this is not about, I'm not afraid of homosexuality. What I'm saying, and I'm gonna say it again to you, leave our children alone. Leave them alone. Let them decide when they're old enough on how they want to embrace whatever agenda they are. But in no way should schools be allowed to push homosexual agenda on children. It should be against the law. And I speak this video because I want it clear. And let me calm my voice down, because I get accused every now and then of being too emotional. But this is something I'm emotional about. If the Most High, the Creator, would have wanted my boys to be girls, he would have given me daughters. I'm absolutely 100% sure about that. He's perfect. He knows exactly what it is he's creating inside of and what he created inside of their mother's womb. So, coming to you again from New Orleans, I put this message out because the stuff that's going on now is getting out of control. I mean, we all hear about the Kevin Hart situation where they got him, you know, going around apologizing for saying that he wants his son to be and act in the manner that he was born in. That's all he said. He didn't say his little boy was gay. And I suspect his son isn't gay. He just had a conversation with his child that he unfortunately said out publicly, and then they turned around and used it against him. And now you got Kyler Murray, the Heisman Trophy winner, quarterback for the University of Oklahoma. Now they've got this guy, you know, on the crucifix, lynching this guy because he made a tweet when he was 13, 14 years old about homosexuality. Something that the lesbian, gay, homosexual, transsexual, queer community got offended by. When he was 14 years old. What I'm saying, guys, is getting out of control. And if you're not careful, or we're not careful, this so-called PC, political correctness, is going to destroy society. It takes a man and a woman to procreate. Now, are you interested in life? Thank you for listening. Again, DFG, coming to you from the mighty Mississippi. Have a great day. Bye now.